Welcome to the Aftercare Experience, post-pregnancy conversations with Anita. I'm Anita, mom, licensed mental health counselor, sleep consultant, full spectrum doula, and so much more.
Let's talk about something that in society, a lot of people bring shame about if you express this, but I think it's time for us to normalize mommy breaks. And not the necessarily mommy break of, oh, I have 10 minutes, let me go and lock myself somewhere, try and calm myself down, get a little break, and then go back. No, like mommy breaks where there's actually a break where we are able to take the time to completely relax and reset. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of us aren't able to get these things, or we don't have the systems, or we can't get it for a number of reasons, and that's perfectly fine too. In those instances, I'm all for those 5-10 minute spaces of time where you're able to get a little break for yourself, and or if it's when your kid's at school or daycare, or if it's the drive to there, that is fine as long as there is a time that you're able to give yourself some self-care and focus on you and the things you need for you. Now, this past summer, I got to experience my first mommy break. In total, it was about a month, I guess, but it wasn't all a month. I 1 month, and then I got a week in another month. And honestly, it was so eye-opening for me to sit and not have to worry about appointments or taking one child over here, over there, or all these other things. For me was really big and really great. But in my break, it allowed me to sit and reflect on a lot of things. And actually, this realization didn't come on my break. It came when I picked my kids up from where they were. I realized that how much I was on autopilot, meaning I just knew that this was a schedule. This one had to be here at this time, that one had to be there at that time. I had to work at this time. Oh, we have to go pick up this one, that one. Oh, we have to travel and go here. Oh, we have to do that. I was operating off of autopilot. And when it was time to go right back to how everything was, my body and my mind was realizing that this is a lot. And people say all the time, and probably have told you all the time, like, oh, wow, that's a lot. Like, how are you doing that? Blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, I mean, I have to do it, right? But in this break and going back into the routine, it kind of like threw me back a few steps, not like mentally and things like that, but it just made me sit there and become a lot more present into what was going on. Not that I wasn't present, I knew I had to do all this stuff, so I was just going through it, but present in, okay, this is a lot. What is it that I can do, and what way can I go about this so that overall, this experience and these things we're doing can have more meaning, and I can be a lot more present to be able to do a lot more things that I've been wanting to do. I think that's a big lesson for all of us is okay, we're going to do these mommy breaks, or we're going to go out and we're going to do these things, or we're going to be out here and we want to do all these things. We want to create these memories. We want to go about things differently for our children in their journeys, in their ways that they're going about things with other people. But and I tell this to everybody, if you are okay, your kids are okay. If you are at a place where you have taken the self-care, you have focused on doing things for you to relax and things like that, which I'm a big proponent for. In a quick second, I would go on a staycation. If somebody comes into town, just know one of those nights I'm out. I'm going out somewhere for maybe a few hours or whatever by myself so I can relax and then come back. But as long as you're pouring into you and your cup is full, not this, oh, it's it's full enough. I have to focus on my kids. Yes, our kids are important. The things we do are important. But if you aren't feeding into you, and you are not giving yourself what it is that you need, your kids can feel that energy. And that's why I say if you're okay, your kids are okay. Yes, they're their own person, they have their own thoughts, feelings, and things like that. If you focus on you and you start pouring into you, your children are seeing that you're taking you as a priority, as something that's important. From there, we start to show new things. We start stopping the things that have been carried around from generation to generation. And we start showing this new generation that we're bringing up that, hey, you are important. So if you need a self care break, take your self care break. If you need to do something for yourself, do something for yourself. If things are too much, you can leave it and come back to it when you're feeling a little bit more up to it. Of course, yes, sometimes there's deadlines and things like that, but sometimes these deadlines can be pushed. We have to prioritize ourselves in post pregnancy. We need to do it all the time, but especially in post pregnancy, we need to prioritize us. We need to prioritize our needs, what we need. We need to continue to feed into ourselves so that when anything comes up, we are okay and we are able to take the time and do whatever it is we need to do in order to overcome whatever has been thrown our way.
Thanks for listening to an episode of the Aftercare Experience Post-Pregnancy Conversations with Anita. Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms at YouDoMomHW.